press especially, just willingly surrendered to fascism this week. Yes, there was an attempted assassination of Donald Trump on
Allegedly.
Saturday. We'll get to that because I love this. I love to hear the young perspective on this. There was an attempted assassination attempt of President Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump. Everybody should be condemning that. There's no place for political violence in our country. I don't care how you feel about his politics. I don't care how you feel about him. And if you think otherwise, just imagine that was an elected official you like.
Yeah.
Imagine that was, God forbid, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. Imagine that was, God forbid, Vice President Kamala Harris. Imagine if that was Michelle Obama.
I feel like if it was anybody, I don't want anybody getting shot.
Exactly. So that's the perspective that, we all should have. But you should be able to say that, but also say, look at the way Donald Trump's rhetoric created an environment of political violence that's not even safe for him. Like, this isn't new for Donald Trump. Donald Trump has been causing these acts of political violence to happen. Like, and he's been so cavalier about a lot of it. He laughed when Nancy Pelosi, one of his supporters, attacked Nancy Pelosi's husband with a hammer. You know, when what's the governor? The governor of I think it's Montana. The governor of Montana had body slammed a reporter. And Donald Trump said, "That's my type of guy." When he was talking about Hillary Clinton, and we can add the clip because I played all of this in my Donkey Today the other day when he was talking about Hillary Clinton. He said he was talking about Hillary Clinton possibly putting judges on the Supreme Court, and he goes, "Once she get in office and she does that, there's nothing you can do about it." But then he goes, "But all you people who believe in Tuah-ing, maybe there's something you can do about it." See, it's all fun and games when it's the left being the victims of political violence. How quickly have we forgotten January 6th?
Yeah, I know.
The attempted coup of this country, when all his supporters stormed the Capitol and said they wanted to hang Mike Pence, who was his then vice president. How quick do we forget things like this? So when people are saying things like tamper down on the rhetoric, when I heard House Speaker Mike Johnson say everyone needs to tamper down on the rhetoric, who is everyone? I only see one person that needs to tamper down on the rhetoric. When his now running mate, J.D. Vance, says it's the Democrats' fault. It's the Democrats are the reason that Donald Trump got shot at because of their dangerous rhetoric. Really, JD? You called Donald Trump Hitler.
Yeah.
You did. How can you go from Hitler to Hawk Tuah? This motherfucker J.D. Vance went from Hitler to being on stage giving Donald Trump the Hawk Tuah.
Disgusting.
That's why they call it a full-throated endorsement.
All right.
That's what they call it. They call it a full-throated endorsement for a reason. Because you gotta basket weave that shit and Hawk Tuah. Spit on that thing. How do you go from Hitler to giving a man the goddamn Hawk Tuah, y'all?
You are crazy.
My point with all of this is media, CNN, MSNBC, y'all all let me down this week. The fact that MSNBC took Morning Joe off the air on a Monday morning just because they say that Morning Joe is so anti-Trump, so they didn't want to, do anything that's going to, I guess, stir shit up.
But I don't get that because I'm like, they're still professionals. Like, they still have to have self-control.
Yes.
So you hire people that you don't feel comfortable what's going to come out of their mouth? Like how?
What did I say? Last Saturday when this happened, I said to everybody in the group chat, I said, you know what's about to happen? I said, they're going to stop talking about Trump being a threat to democracy. They're going to stop talking about the insurrection. They're going to stop talking about Project 2025, and he's going to gain a whole lot of sympathy. Mm-hmm. I said, watch. I can see the play a mile away, and that's exactly what they did. Once again, you can condemn what happened to Donald Trump, and you should condemn what happened to Donald Trump. We should condemn all political, violence in this country, but let's not forget what got us here. And it is okay to keep having those conversations about what got us here. I saw David Axelrod bring it up on CNN, and one of the conservatives on the panel was like, Don't say Donald Trump deserved this because of January 6th. After I was like, I didn't say that. All I simply said was, and he's right. If you're going to bring up any talk of dangerous rhetoric leading to Donald Trump getting shot or getting shot at, you got to start with him.
Yeah.
You got to start with him.
Yeah, definitely.
Period. Now, so why do you think it's fake, Nyla?
I don't know. I didn't see the video because I was out and about.
So how can you
No.
form an opinion?
Classic Generation
No,
X.
I'm saying-
What's y'all's generation? What is
I'm
it?
saying when I texted you, or when we were texting, I hadn't seen the video. So I had just saw the headline because I was DJing. And I was like, oh, that's fake. Like, I didn't even second guess it. But then when I saw the video, all right, a few things. One, the guy who shot him is a kid. And he's still alive?
No, he's not. He's dead.
He's dead.
Oh.
He died within seconds. What are you talking about? Secret Service took him out immediately.
I just don't believe any of it.
That's the problem with the world we live in.
know.
Number one, people don't have they don't even have all the information. This is a prime example of what is wrong with our generation. And it's not just the youth, it's adults too. They don't have any information.
Yeah, no.
None, zero whatsoever. They come to these conclusions, then they talk about, y'all talk about these things y'all don't know with such confidence.
I said I didn't know.
And you're not the only person
You
who
ain't
said that to
start
me.
off with you ain't know.
I said when I first saw it, I thought it was a fake headline.
And that's not your fault.
I was out DJing.
But that's not your fault.
Someone told me, did you see Trump got shot at? I'm like, damn, for real? It gave like he wanted to have a Tupac moment, honestly.
No,
like I feel like he's
Tupac
trying to
got
paint,
shot.
Yes, but I'm saying I feel like he's trying to paint a picture to get empathy from people, like you were saying. Like, I think people wanted to just soften Trump up.
I don't think nobody's going to
I'm
allow
curious,
bullets
though.
to fly past their head.
So after you were DJing and then you got to look up the story, you weren't like so into finding out as much information. Like I feel like everybody my age and up, that whole weekend they were just consumed with.
I feel like we're not that far apart in age, but I will say
Nah, I'm 35.
the nigga is still alive. So I was like, all right, somebody shot at him. He's still here. He's still running for president.
Time out. But
This
you hear what she said? She said the nigga is still alive. So in her mind, that's the perspective she's looking at it from. She don't realize that's a former president of the United States of America.
Well, he don't act like it.
That's true. He do act like a nigga.
He don't
There is
act
something
like
to that. There is something to that.
I
There
mean,
is something to
like,
that. So you don't look at him as a president, is what you're saying.
I'm not necessarily saying those words. I'm just saying for people who carry themselves a certain way, there's a certain level of respect or care that I give to it.
Ooh, it's the type of victim blaming I like.
And this,
What was he wearing?
But this
What was he wearing,
no,
Nyla?
this is not-
Let's go.
but
Let's
this is not-
go.
This is not-
Let's go. Let's go.
This is not victim blaming. Stop.
Wow.
How is that victim blaming?
That's exactly how it sounds when you victim blaming somebody. Look, once again, it don't matter what you think of Donald Trump personally. This should not happen in America.
I just said
I don't
I
want to live
agree
in a
with that
country.
statement early on. I said nobody should be getting shot at. I don't.
Yes.
But also, I mean, the type of things that he does, like evoke riots on January
Yes.
6th, I think that comes with
That's
it.
all I'm
So
saying.
this nigga's still alive? All right, cool. This is what we're still dealing with. If he was dead, then
And this should be such a teachable moment. And I guess that's why I got so upset at MSNBC and CNN this week, because it should be such a teachable moment where we start having conversations about this is why you don't incite political violence. This is why your rhetoric shouldn't be a certain way, because you may influence people to do things like this. It's just that simple.
I'm curious, just to play devil's advocate, because I agree with you, but people can say that, oh, this is American history. We've always had the political system so polarized where people do acts of
Not
violence.
like now.
I mean,
I think this is-
JFK, what was the other one?
Ronald Reagan.
Reagan, like, this shit happened.
Abraham Lincoln. But yes, it does happen. But I don't think anything has ever been like this. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like,
I mean,
this
it's
is
our
different.
lifetime. That's why it
In
feels
our
like it's
lifetime.
crazy.
Yeah. It's new. It's new to us and it's new to our generation. But I've never seen things be this polarized. And everybody was holding their breath, like, please don't let the shooter be black. Please don't let the shooter be Jewish. Please don't let the shooter be Muslim. The fact that it was just a white guy,
Yeah, I know.
20 years old, and the reason that, I mean, people were pointing them out, right? There were people saying things like, "Oh, there's the guy."
Yes.
Can
Can we
look at
get
that guy,
into
look
the
at that guy.
conspiracies? Let's get into the fun shit.
He don't look suspicious because it's a Trump rally.
Okay.
He
but
blended
now-
right in. 20-year-old white dude walking around with a rifle at a Trump rally. Sounds on brand to me.
That's terrible.
I watched them last night at the RNC clap so much when JD Vance was telling the story, I think, about his grandma and how his grandma had 19 guns hidden around the house.
No.
They lost their minds to that. Like, I mean, they was clapping USA, USA, USA. All he did was say his grandma had 19 guns around the house. And even though she was old, she knew she was moving, so she always had to have something to protect her family. They lost their minds to that.
19 guns in the crib is crazy.
It is crazy. This whole thing is crazy.
It is crazy.
Okay, so what do you think about the failure of the Secret Service to even let this happen?
Great question.
That's why it doesn't seem real.
No, that's why it seems very real to me, and that goes back to my point about the rhetoric. Okay, everybody's looking at it from the perspective of the Secret Service failed. There was a breach in security. How did this happen? What if somebody allowed it to happen? What if somebody saw it and was like,
feel that way.
What if somebody saw it and was like, nah, let that go down? What does that tell you? Somebody don't like Trump. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you saw that and allowed it to go down, that means you don't like Trump either. So once again, he has created an environment of political violence that he's not even safe in. None of his people are safe in. Democrats aren't safe in. People with opposing political opinions aren't safe in. He has created that kind of political environment. All I'm getting from Biden and Trump right now is that y'all should have listened to the 70% of Americans who's told y'all they did not want a Biden-Trump rematch. Because all it's been is chaos, confusion, noise. In the last 2 to 3 weeks, have you heard anything from any presidential candidate that makes you want to vote for them in regards to what's going on in your life?
Hell no.
Nope.
In regards to what's going on in your pocket, in regards to what's going on with your health, in regards to going on with your shelter, like just life. Because we're debating about Joe Biden dropping out. He's too old. We don't think he can win. Donald Trump just attempted assassination.
Allegedly.
No, it's not allegedly. It was an assassination attempt. And by the way, we don't get anything out of saying it's fake. I don't understand why people want to say it's fake. No, this is very real. Political violence is very real. And guess what? It's going to get realer. Everybody needs to understand that what happened today was not just an assassination attempt. What happened Saturday was a declaration of war. If you shoot at somebody's liter, you have declared war. Trust me when I tell you, it's a bunch of MAGA motherfuckers right now in America ready to get their lick back in some way, shape, or form.